Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tool of the Day from Marty Fennell's Garage. Today we are going to be talking about the utility knife. Let me start off by saying it is very, very sharp and very, very dangerous. And I'm going to show you how to change the blades and a few other things. But the history behind this is, this particular model is made by Stanley. I don't know if you can see that. It says it right there. It's embossed in the metal. The Stanley company was founded in 1857 by Henry Stanley in New Britain, Connecticut. And this particular model came out in somewhere around 1920, I believe. All right, so that's the first one. Now, let me say that, again, it is extremely, extremely sharp and extremely dangerous. And you should only use it when you're cutting away from your fingers. Don't ever cut towards yourself, because the list is very long and lengthy of people that have been cut by one of these, including myself on many, many times. And as I've said this over and over again, if you work with paper long enough pieces of paper, you're going to end up with a paper cut. If you work with one of these long enough, eventually it's going to bite you. And these, since they're so sharp, can be very, very dangerous. So, again, away. It is very useful. You won't find, again, this is not homeowning, but you won't find any kind of the construction trades that's not carrying one of these or one similar to this in their tool chest. Okay, this particular one is non-retractable, which I particularly prefer. But it's not the safest tool to use, and I'm going to show you the other ones in a minute. So this one being an older model, you actually need a screwdriver. And this one being really old, it has a slotted screw in it. So in order to get it out, counterclockwise, you take the screw out. I'm going to show you the blade. So you see what the blade looks like. It's a double-ended blade, so when one side of it goes bad, you can open up the knife. You can take the blade and you can spin it around, and then you can use the other side, and it will be just as sharp. And then when you wear out both sides, you throw them in the garbage. Okay, most if not all, and this one doesn't have them, but they have a little storage spot back here, so you can have some extra blades in the handle. Okay, this one here, and this is another reason why I'm not a real big fan of these, is because you need the screwdriver to take them apart and put them together. I'm going to show you one in a minute, or several in a minute, that don't require that. Okay, so again, now that one's ready to go. Again, the knives you can get, as I'm going to show you, again, they're double-sided. You can buy them in packages of 5. They'll cost you about, I don't know, less than $2 for a package of 5. Or what I just saw today, you can buy them in packages of 50. Not sure how much they cost. Or you can buy them in packages of 100. Now, being homeowners, more than likely you will never ever use 100 of them. I have bought them in the past, and 9 times out of 10, or probably 95 out of 100, end up in the bottom of a toolbox someplace, because the little package opens up and they all slide out. So a package of 5 will fit in the handle, one in the slot that you're going to use it, and then you can control them better that way, and they'll be there when you need them. So that's one of the first ones that, again, does not retract. This is one of the newer ones that does retract, which makes it a lot safer to use. And then it gives you also a couple of different spots that you can stop it at. That one's out all the way, and then you can stop it there, and then the blade will not move, right? It kind of locks in place. And then there's another one right there, and then there's a third one, which is right there. So only a little bit of the tip of the blade is sticking out. So that, in this case, if you wanted to, you could use it to open boxes, and then the blade sticking out just far enough to cut through the tape, but not the contents of the box. Now that brings me to my next point. A lot of people refer to this as a box cutter. It is not a box cutter, and I'm hoping, because I don't have one, I'm hoping you can see this in this picture that I'm going to show you. That is a box cutter. Okay, it is a flat piece of metal that holds a single edge razor blade, which is what this is. Okay, so this is not a utility knife blade. This is a single edge razor blade that would fit in that particular device, and its only use is to open boxes. It doesn't really have a function for anything else other than opening boxes. So that there is not a utility knife, it's a box cutter. This is another one that I also see some people mistake as the utility knife, and this is a breakaway knife. This particular blade here, I don't know if you can see it, it has little slots, so as you pull it out, you use it, and then you can actually snap off the piece and throw it away until you've used them all up. But again, not a utility knife. This is a breakaway knife. And those are used, I've seen those used a lot for wallpaper, but these are more heavy duty, they're more durable. They can be used for cutting just about anything, really. And as I said before, you won't find a tradesman, any kind of tradesman, that doesn't have one of these in their toolbox someplace. I can name a whole bunch: plumbers, electricians, carpenters, tile guys, wallpaper, vinyl, carpet layers, just about every possible trade you can think of will have one of these utility knives in their box. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you there's a bunch of different models. This one, again, if you can hear it, it has blades again in the back. The advantage that this one has is that it has a duplex screw in it, where the original one only was a slotted screw. This one has a duplex screw, which means I can use either a Phillips head screwdriver on it to open it and then change the bits, or if I don't have that, I can use a regular straight screwdriver to open it up and change the bits as well. Again, these are one of the reasons I'm not real big fans of these, plus the fact that the blades retract, and what, in my experience, which again, I've used a lot of different tools in my day, this one I had a bad experience with, and I was cutting roofing shingles at one point, and I was pushing on the back of the knife in this fashion, and somehow I unlocked it, and it slid in, and then my knuckles went sliding across the roof, and tore up my knuckles pretty good. So again, they are very, very dangerous to work with. Make sure, again, you work away from your fingers, and then you should hopefully use it safely. Right, now, there's a bunch of different models. Those two are the safer ones because they're retractable. This one is retractable. It does have a section in the back where it'll hold blades, okay? But it's not retractable actually, it folds in half, and there's a little lock on it so that you can lock it in different positions, okay? So again, very useful, very sharp. One little flick of this little button here and this thing falls down. I'm kind of doing this backwards, so this thing will open and then the blade will come out. You shouldn't drop it on the floor. And then you can turn it around and use the other half and then again, lock it back up. Okay, so again, they're very useful. This one has, for some reason, different locking spots, and it also has a little spot hooking on your belt if need be. Okay, this one here, again, I like these for the most part. You don't need another tool. Make a liar out of me. Sometimes you don't need another tool, but they're self-contained. You can open them up. Inside, you'll see the blades inside the handle. You can change them, and then when you're ready, you just put them back together. The last one I'm going to show you is my absolute favorite, and I'll show you that in a minute. Right? Some of them are a little easier to work with. This one here again is retractable. This one, the lock is in the back. Okay, so you can open it and close it, so you can put the blade away so it's not going to cut you. It has a little spot for your thumb, so you can put your thumb up here, and then it works a little bit differently when you're changing the blades. Here, I should show you up here so you can actually see it, right? So it works a little bit different when you're changing the blades. And this one's a little bit rusty, so it's giving me a little grief. But again, it does have a spot in the back. There's a little latch right here that you can open up the back door. I don't know if there's any, I don't know if you see that little latch right there. But this one will hold a couple of blades. It won't hold, doesn't hold the whole package, or maybe it does, but I don't think it holds 5 of them. But again, the beauty of having them in the knife is so you don't have to go looking for them. Okay, that one's not going to close on me, but I'll switch that later. Okay, here it goes back to the original. This is also a Stanley knife, retractable. You need a screw. It has a duplex screw. This one only holds 1 blade, but it also is retractable. And these are the latest ones out now. Husky's making this one. But these are the ones that are most popular now, and they're the most probably inexpensive. Some of these, like this one here, if you can find them, because most of the ones are retractable now because they are much safer to use. And I would recommend, if you're going to buy one as a homeowner, buy one that does retract so you can keep yourself from getting hurt somewhat. But these are the ones that are new ones that are out on the market recently. I'm not a big fan of them, but they are safe. You can lock them away, put the blade away, and then store them somewhere in a drawer or someplace where you can get to them very easily. Many different other ones. Milwaukee makes one. This one here actually has, if I had a blade in it, it has this little notch right here, so if you were cutting rope, you could actually cut some rope right in that little spot there also, without getting your fingers in by the blade. Okay, and it does, again, open and close. That one here, this is a really old one. This is the Ohio Forge. This one's probably, I don't want to put Ohio Forge in a bad spot, but I would never buy one of these. But these are very, very inexpensive. You can probably buy one of these for about $3, maybe even less than that. With this is my absolute favorite, because with this one I need no extra tools. It has this little thumb screw on it that I can unscrew very easily. It is self-contained. There's no blades in it right now, but as I unscrew this, and I can do this anywhere, whether I'm standing on a scaffolding or in a basement or anywhere I might be, it opens up. There's no blades in it, but it has a nice little storage area for the blades. Everything's self-contained. I don't need any other screws. I could load up a blade. I'll put this blade in it so you can see how it works. The blade would slide in from the front. Okay, and I put it back together, and then I can tighten this screw and I'm ready to go. Again, the reason I like this one is it's self-contained and the blade does not retract on me. Won't retract. Make a liar out of me now. It won't retract, so that there's less chance of it biting me if I should be putting a lot of pressure on the end of the blade. Okay, so utility knives, extremely, extremely useful, extremely, extremely dangerous. Always, always work away from your fingers, away, away, away. Okay, do not towards your fingers. They are very, very useful for sharpening knives, not sharpening knives, sharpening pencils, cutting just about anything you can possibly think of. I even used it a lot when I was doing siding back in the day. I could make a little score on one side of a piece of aluminum and then bend it back and forth and make a nice straight cut and bend it off. So, utility knives, very, very useful, very, very dangerous. But again, you will find them in just about every aspect of the home building trades. And I bet you, if you looked really close, you'll find one. So, I venture a guess, if you looked around somewhere in your house, somewhere in a toolbox, you'll find one of these or one similar to it somewhere in your home right now. So, utility knives, very useful, very inexpensive, and very, very widely used. And again, the blades aren't all that expensive, $2 or $3 for a package of 5. So once again, stay strong, stay away, and this will go away. Hope to see you soon. God bless.